Okay, does anybody remember a game called Wild Guns? It was a classic from back in the day, and I'll throw some gameplay of it on screen. As you know, I'm one of those dinosaur gamers from back in the 90s, and this was actually part of my SNES collection as a kid. Back when you could stop at a flea market or a garage sale and score yourself an entire video game collection. Well, one game that released this year happens to be a spiritual successor to this absolute classic. Check it out. Neon Inferno is a hybrid run-and-gun gallery shooter that takes place in a dystopian cyberpunk New York City. You take control of two assassins for the mob going into an all-out war against the rival gangs. And I love the character design in this game. Mariana is just a straight-up babe, and Angelo here, I'm convinced they just put Jin Kazama in the game and called it a day. I've played some really cool-ass arcade games this year, and this one right here is one I didn't want to see fly under the radar. We also got a new trailer for Mariachi Legends. Part character action, part Metroidvania. Every time I see a new cinematic for this game, I get hype as hell. Another game of this style that had 6 cinematics like this was Blasphemous, and the reason I'm so focused on these stylized cutscenes is because it really immerses you and makes you feel like part of the world in these 2D games. We even seen this done in Silksong, and even though they were short, they really elevated the experience and proved that a strong art style can stand toe-to-toe with any hyper-realistic AAA.
You probably think you've just seen death, Mr. Frank. But look closely. You are walking a path which can lead to life.
Nothing says indie imagination like a game where you play as a firefighter that rescues civilians while battling against supernatural fire demons. I don't know, you tell me, because I've never seen a game like this before. I'm always on the lookout for unexplored territory within the gaming space, things that are entirely unique. And while I like when games take inspiration from others and add a little twist on them, the real gems are when I find games like this. High stakes rescue missions, dynamic collapsing landscapes, and supernatural threats. I can't wait to face danger when Into the Fire releases next year. Now for more of a laid-back experience. As much as I like my testosterone-fueled high-octane action, I also like to sometimes unwind and give the monkey part of my brain a rest. Woodworm is a grid-based puzzle game about carving wooden sculptures. And again, I'm always looking for something that feels unique. And I have to say, I've never seen a puzzle game like this before. And it's about goblins enslaving bugs to do their bidding. A perfect reflection of modern day society. Now I know how some people feel about Kickstarter games, especially ones that have went dark for over a year, but I'm throwing this one up here just for how badass it looks. You cannot tell me this cyberpunk John Wick simulator doesn't look worth holding out hope for. I really hope we get a new update on this game soon. It's called Moon Samurai, and as soon as it hits Steam, it's going straight on the wish list. But one you can try right now because it has a demo is Big Boy Boxing. Ever wish Nintendo would revisit their other legacy games and stop with the Breath of the Wildification currently spreading like a cancer throughout their company? Well, that's never gonna happen, but one thing I've learned is that for every Nintendo franchise you wish still existed today, there's always an alternative within the indie space.
Hi there, and welcome to your new job with Ever After Inc. That's right, your fairy tale is under...
Just like our next game, Escape from Ever After, which is basically the corporate version of Paper Mario. So I guess it's basically just Paper Mario. When a greedy megacorp from the real world starts taking over fairy tales for their cheap labor, a newly hired storybook hero must climb the corporate ladder to rally together other disgruntled employees and fight back. Jesus Christ, I feel like this game is just a huge jab at Nintendo, and I love it. Escape from Ever After releases next month, and I can't wait to start off the new year with a bang.
Climb the corporate ladder, and maybe you'll even get promoted. And we won't stop there. Ever After Inc. is expanding into storybooks of all genres. Our shareholders back in the real world have never been happier. By the way, I hear there's a group of rogue employees that are trying to sabotage the company from within. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? We'll circle back to that later. You got the job! Welcome to Ever After Inc. You'll love it here! Because at Ever After Inc., we don't just believe in happy endings, we create them.
Alright, Nightmare Operator is an action horror shooter about hunting yokai in the haunted ruins of Tokyo. And I've said this before, but I'm loving these indie games that are coming out with PS1 aesthetics. This reminds me of if you took the over-the-shoulder style of Dead Space and mixed it with hack and slash combat. We need more Dead Space clones, and this one looks like it's not gonna disappoint.
Should have come back.
I got a message from Mira.
Another horror game I wanted to throw up here is Liminal Point. And I don't give a damn if people get sick of classic survival horror indie games, cause Capcom sure the hell isn't gonna give us that. Remember, they were surprised that people were still going back and playing the original trilogy. I'm sorry, there's just a certain feeling you can't replicate without fixed camera angles. Call me a purist, but this is my shit right here.
On that night, this place remembers, and so do I. I'll be waiting, so come and find me. Mira.
Betka się zrobi jazdę próbną, tam jest fajna trasa.
And lastly, we have Holstin. And yes, I know, I shamelessly plugged 3 survival horror games in this list. Sue me. I've been waiting for this game for a long time now, and I just love the whole vibe here. How they mess around with the different perspectives from isometric to over the shoulder, and the pixel art right here is on point. Anyways, this is 10 indie games I wanted to show off today. 2026 is already looking stacked. And my wish list has become my new backlog. I'm already at over 400, embarrassed to say. Let's go to 1,000. Will I ever get to them all? Hell no, but I'm gonna die trying. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Later.